Alright guys, so right now we are going to make our famous carrot cake. So we're making a 2-layer 9x13 carrot cake. So basically it is 2 carrot cakes, one on top of the other. So the first thing we're going to do is peel some carrots, because you need 2 pounds of shredded carrots. So I'm going to cut the ends off and take the ends and I'm put them in a Ziploc, and then we use that when we make broth again. So I'm going to do half of these carrots and see how much I end up with, and we may have to use more. So hopefully not, but you never know how many carrots you're going to end up using, because it all depends on how big your carrots are and that kind of thing. So we're going to get this carrot cake going, and I'm going to get the food processor out in a minute, because that's how I'm going to shred these carrots. And because I did that in the past, and I had, I don't know, several bags of 1 cup of carrots shredded in each bag, and we have already gone through all of those. So now we're having to make do on a cake by cake basis, which, you know, isn't the most time-saving situation, but that's where we're at. And as you can hear, we got some other noises going on in the background. Let's see if I can get this spot out. I don't know what that is. But it's gone now. Wow. Oh, it has been a weekend. Lots of dashing and trying to get our numbers up for hopefully next week we'll be back in the top tier. But we did have, I think, 2 large orders from Grubhub this week, so that was awesome. And they were both over $30, so that was awesome, because that doesn't happen too much. And if I hadn't have stayed out last night, we wouldn't have got that one. So alright, and all of these peels will go into a Ziploc for our the next time we make broth. So whether it be chicken broth or turkey broth or whatever. I mean, you could even use it to make beef broth. You know, you could get some, you know, like beef bones or whatever, and make some good broth out of that. That would be awesome to do. So I'm just going to write on here for broth, stick them in the freezer, and they'll be good to go for the next time. And let me get out the food processor and grate these carrots, and then we'll be back. Alright guys, so the next step is to start putting in the ingredients. So we have flour, sugar, our carrots, walnuts, baking soda, baking powder, nutmeg, a little bit of salt, sugar, flour. And the first thing we're going to do is the flour. So I don't necessarily follow all the directions. I'm going to tell you right now, I I just do all my dry ingredients, and then I just pour in all the wet ingredients. And most of the things don't tell you not to do it that way. But you know what? That's how I learned growing up when I was baking and learning from my mom, my grandma. You basically just did all the dry ingredients, and then you add in all the rest. So it is a cup and a half of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, of a teaspoon of baking soda, which usually I just take the 1/4 and do it 3 times, something like that. And then we have a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I do a heaping versus just a regular. And it calls for some other spice that I never put in this recipe because I don't even want to know what it is. And then we're going to put some nutmeg in here. I'm not sure what, that's just weird. How much does it call for? 1/4 of a teaspoon. We're going to have to get some more of that because we are running low. Nutmeg and salt. Wherever I set the salt. It's because it's in this little container. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I was going to put all this stuff up, but I forgot I got to make the double recipe. So then it calls for, okay, so then I'm going to mix this up. Just kind of get all the spices mixed in with the flour and that sugar. And then we need 2 eggs, some brown sugar, some milk. So, like I said, I don't do this as the recipe calls for, so I just do my own. And yes, I'm bad, I crack my eggs into the thing. It's one thing if I'm using like home fresh eggs, but these are store-bought, so I don't usually worry too much about that. We're gonna mix that up a little bit, and then it calls for a 1.5 cups of brown sugar, which is right here. And it calls for packed, and I just pack it, and it's usually a little bit more than what it calls for, but that's okay. And then 1/2 cup of milk. I'm just gonna do it in Well, I'm gonna do it this way. That will be just fine for now. Vanilla. And just pour some in. Oh yeah, it calls for orange zest too. I forgot about that. It also calls for this is a crazy, a half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So, and it tells you to do it down like to room temperature, but yeah, probably not gonna happen. But that's okay, because we got this all under control. Alright, let me get the butter ready and I'll be back. Okay guys, we got that poured in there. A bunch of melted butter.
Good stuff, babe. Good stuff. You're killing it.
Thanks. And we're going to add the carrots and the raisins. So the funny thing is this recipe calls for pureed carrots, but I put grated carrots in it. So so I can figure out the carrots or the raisin situation. They're all stuck together. There goes the raisins in. Add just a few more to that. Gotta make sure I have enough for both cakes. And then I take my pan and we're going to clean it up. It's got stuff in it. And I'm going to spray it real good with Pam. And we will add the cake batter. And Oh, I didn't know you were gonna cook those today. Sorry. And then we'll cook this one. And then cook the next one. And I will show you what we're gonna do when we get them all together. So we'll be back. All right, guys, welcome back. We are still waiting on the second cake to cool down before we do the next step for that. But I'm going to start another project. We are going to make Instant Pot chicken pot pie. So first thing we're going to do is cut up this lovely potato and just dice it up little pieces, and I am going to leave the skin on. And just dice it up into whatever size pieces you want. And just remember, like you're gonna have onions in it, you're gonna have peas and carrots, you're gonna have your chicken. So we are definitely having a kitchen day. I mean, we went to the store this morning to get a few things, and I decided to go ahead and do this project because I have been saying that I was going to, and I just have not gotten it done. In fact, I think he thought I was going to go out today and deliver, and if I do, it'll be later. But I doubt it because it is already 2 o'clock, and so I doubt that I'm going to go and do that. So let me go grab the Instant Pot, because you can't do an Instant Pot meal without the Instant Pot. Alright guys, so we got the Instant Pot. So we are going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and just drop it in there. I have not turned it on yet. Yeah, it says to rub it on the bottom, but I don't understand because it's not even on. But we're going to add our potatoes to that. And we're going to cut up this onion. And we're going to dice it up. And all these pieces, guess where they're going? Yep, you got it. They are going in with the carrots that we put in that bag in the freezer for the broth. So let me grab that out real fast. And of course, can't get it open. See, those carrots, our pieces are already frozen. So we're going to just add all that, skin and all, just add it all. And then just squish it all in there and put it back in the freezer, and it will be ready whenever we are ready the next time. So now we are going kind of dice and slice and need it to stay in there. Yeah, we got this knife because this was the one that's supposed to, stuff isn't supposed to stick to it. But obviously that is not true. Now, like kind of bigger pieces when it comes to the onions. You want to chop it up a little bit more or less, or whatever you want to do is fine. There's no right or wrong way when it comes to, you know, dicing up this vegetables for the chicken pot pie. Just try not to cut your fingers. That is probably the biggest thing, oops, of all. And man, they are potent because they are making my eyes water. Whew. Crazy. Pick up the pieces that I just dropped on the floor. Wash my hands off, dry them. Get those little straggly pieces in there. Okay, onions. How much chicken are we supposed to put? It says a half a pound. Well, it says half a pound of chicken breast. But we bought this other chicken. We're just going to find, I mean, I like lots of chicken. So I think we're just going to use that package. And I'll probably freeze these other ones for now. And make some others. These are just chicken breast tenders that they were on sale at Wally World. And so none of them cost very much. So then we're just going to chunk these up in little pieces. And you can, you know, cut them up smaller or leave them, you know, leave them big pieces, little pieces. Just kind of whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to turn these into like little individual mini chicken pot pies is what that is my plan here. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out what all has to go in this pot. Onions, chicken, potato, and then seasonings. So let's figure out the seasonings, because as you see, I just decided to do this before we finished the cakes. So, for the cake. So, now what do we have? 2 cloves of garlic. Where's my onion? There's garlic. We got some purple garlic. So this, I'm just going to cut the ends off, peel it. run that underwater. These things are so tiny. It says to mince it, so we're just going to chop it up really fine. As soon as I get these cleaned and get the cutting board cleaned off. That. And this little mess up. Wash the chicken off. The board. That. Thought I had I used to have, I don't know where it went, garlic thing. Garlic press, mincer, whatever you wanted to call it. So we'll just do it that way. Let's see. I don't know if I have fine. It calls for some salt, a little bit of pepper, our potato. It calls for see, 1 cup of chicken broth. And I think this is what I bought this for. Let's see. Thought. Yeah. We'll go get some turkey broth. Let's try that. Okay, guys. So this frosting, we are. Yeah, it's. Right, I'm doubling it. So it's 4 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, which, yeah, that didn't happen. Calls for 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is going to turn into 8 ounces of cream cheese. Because, like I said, we're doubling this and we may end up having to make a second batch since we are, you know, I have 2 cakes because I have to fill this. You know, we have to frost the center, the top, and the sides. So. You just, you know, trying to cream the cream cheese a little bit. It's a little smoother than, you know, it was when I started. Then it calls for some vanilla. Vanilla is the only liquid in here. Ooh, we're gonna have to order us some more. I need to do the affiliate links for Amazon because all this stuff I'm using for the most part I get on Amazon. just go kind of scrape it down. It calls for 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar, which is a cup and a half. So we got to figure out how we're going to get a cup and a half when all of our stuff is in the dishwasher. I think. Man, I'm clumsy today. Wish I knew what that said. I think it's 1.5. Yeah, I mean half a cup. So that just means I need 3 of these. But we're gonna blend a little bit. And then if it's still too, if it's not thick enough, then, if it's too thick, you can add some water to it. But I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Find one of the scrapers and scrape that bowl down. Thing is, this bowl bounces on the counter, makes it a little noisy on that granite. And then add our last little bit. That's another thing we're going to have to stock up on is some powdered sugar. I probably should have sifted it so it wouldn't be lumpy. Okay, so there is that part. Put that, kind of hang it over there. And for whatever reason, this cake turned out kind of flat. Don't really know why, but no, it's okay. And I'm going to use this weirdo giant spoon to put frosting on the top. You know, and how do you like your frosting? You like thick frosting, lots of frosting, no frosting? I mean, we know that we're going to have, you know, more frosting than this, so that's okay. But this is just going to be, you know, just cement the other layer on. So it's we might have to wait a little bit before we put that one on, because this one is a little bit hot still. But I'm just gonna do like I did with the other one. So set this over here to the side. So what I did, and hopefully this one will come out just as well. So I put this down. I don't know if you can really see. Spray this with some ham. That way it doesn't stick. Then I'm going to take this and just drop it on there. And there you go. Came out perfect. So it is still a little warm. So yeah, the biggest thing. Yes, my hands are clean. I've washed them many times, so don't freak out. There we go. A little bit of icing on my fingers. That's okay. Wash your hands again. You know, my cooktop, I think, has locked itself up, which is quite alright. There's that. And, you know, we got a little bit of frosting left. Not a lot. Like I said, that's still kind of warm. I'm just going to put it on top. And we're going to make another batch, because that's not enough to cover and do the sides. Pretty tasty. And I think we're going to start with just a half a recipe, what the original recipe calls for, because that way if we have frosting left over, it won't be a whole lot. So I thought I cut butter, but maybe I did not. Probably not, because I probably thought that was going to be enough. So, and since it's not room temperature, what I'm going to do is just put it in this bowl and pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds. And it probably will not be completely thawed or whatever, melted, which is fine. I don't really want it melted. And then we're going to do half a block of cream cheese with 3/4 of a cup, of powdered sugar, which means we'll just do half and part of a half, half of a half, something like that. So let's do this cream cheese, and I'll need a knife for that. I'll just use the knife I used for the butter. That way. And then I'm only going to take half. Alright guys, so that's what we have. So it says to add your vegetables and then put it in your stuff. Well, guess what? I want gravy. So the one, I gotta find the recipe that I use, because this is not it. The one I normally use uses gravy mix. In fact, yeah, that's not it. That's all turkey gravy mix, and that's not what I use. Heaven forbid you can't find the recipe that you're used to using. So, okay, so here's the plan. We took this. We are going to add a little bit of cornstarch to that. Shake it up. Yeah. The lid needs to be a little tighter. It works. Because yes, I like my there's no, I mean, you can't do, yeah, that doesn't work that way, because you have to have a thick gravy. I mean, who heard of chicken pot pie that doesn't have thick gravy? Not me. Yeah, this lid is not. The lid that goes to this jar, but obviously it is not good. So now plug it back in and heat that back up, and hopefully that will thicken it up, because there is no way, and if I wasted a thing of chicken, I will be very mad. I'll make soup out of it if I have to, but because that's ridiculous. I don't want that. Let me do it on saute. That should, it's already thickened up some, so now, yeah, we might just have to add some more water, since I added probably too much thickening, but that's okay. And then some of this, I don't know why, the chicken all sticks together sometimes in here. That is a big clump of chicken. Okay, so now we're going, I probably should taste it before I start adding stuff. But I'm guessing it needs a whole lot more salt. Because, yeah. A little. I can taste it now. I'm trying to think what I added before. I don't want oregano in it. I don't know. What happens when you don't really when you're improvising. Yeah, because we're out of that. Out of thyme. We're out of time. So I'm going to add the peas and carrots and just let it sit. I think that's plenty. And go from there. I've had a big bag of peas and carrots, but I don't know where they went. I'll add this one. Yeah, because that's not enough anyway. I gotta go find the other bag. Because I know that's not the bag I got the last time. So, alright, y'all. I'll show you how I put it together in the next step. Alright, guys. We're gonna try this again. And of course, the battery is trying to die on us. But we're gonna try to finish frosting this dang cake. But I'm hoping that just that little bit of time in the refrigerator will be enough to yeah, I gotta invest in some like frosting knives or spatulas, whatever they're called. Hopefully they like icing because they're getting a whole ton of it. I don't really know what's happened to this thing. I think it's because it's cream cheese frosting and I'm not a whiz with cream cheese frosting. I usually, you know, decorate cakes with buttercream or something, not this. But if I can at least get it because obviously it's not, doesn't act like, you know, buttercream does. It may be another trip to the fridge for the cake. And then they're traveling with this, so good luck. Not responsible once it leaves my home. But that's the other problem. It just doesn't want to stick where I want it to stick. But I think that will do. We don't have much frosting left, just a little bit, so we'll put it in the fridge for now and we'll box it up tomorrow and send it on its way. So thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we will finish the pot pie on another video. So thank y'all. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed this little cooking disaster. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And if you'd like to see more of these crazy cooking videos, let me know and I'll come up with some more. Thank y'all. Bye. Alright guys, a change of plans. We're going to go ahead and do this pot pie stuff and see what happens. I mean, the worst it could be is a fail. It doesn't taste, the filling doesn't taste bad, so you know, that's where part of the problem could be. But these puff pastries are sticking together. There. I'm gonna roll down, see if I can. What I normally do anyway is I try to make them a little bit bigger than what they are. So get out the rolling pin. We are going to just see we can roll these out. That's the bad thing, is I put the other ones in the freezer. I should not have. Should have left them out. But that's the way it goes. Okay. Now, this is my brilliant plan. Is to try, because I don't have another one of these, so we're just gonna kind of push them down a little bit. Maybe if I can use a spoon, maybe? Or, no, that has a end on it. I would do this. Because I don't think I have another pan that's maybe it. I don't think this will work. Oh, maybe. Yeah, no. Needs to be. See, y'all. The things I do. I think I have another pan like that one, because I think we gave it to Ding Dong. But we'll see. Maybe that'll work. And maybe it will not. Because, yeah. they'll be stuck in there, I'm sure. So, then we're going to just do it this way. And I got y'all facing the wrong direction, huh? Sorry. See, we're just improvising today. 'Cause who knows? It's just... I think this is how I've done it before, where you just cut it and put in the thing like that. Something like that, along those lines. I mean, obviously that one's not gonna do very well, but I also know that I needed to do something with these, and I can't just let that stuff just sit there, so yeah. Let's see, we might cut this one a little bit and add it to that one. Just like that, and then we're gonna put some filling in them. Yeah, doesn't take that much. Some of them kind of slipped around and fell the wrong way, but that's okay. Yeah, not my best idea. But I know I've done this before. It's just, I don't know what I remember what I did. And then I'm just gonna fold over the pieces like that. I mean, obviously the bigger ones, just like that. I'm not gonna butter them. I'm just gonna leave them just like that. Stick them in the oven, and for about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. And then I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. Alright guys, so we don't have a lot of time because the battery's about to die, but here's what they look like once they're cooked. They're really not too appetizing looking in my opinion, but let's see if we can taste one. See, I mean, it's a little like a kind of like a cupcake. So let's see here. We will, yeah, you topping outside? I went out to work in the garden just a little bit to grab some more bell peppers so that I could get them cut up to put in the freezer. Alright guys, the battery died, so we had to change it out. So here we go. I'm gonna try this. Not bad. Probably use some more salt. Yeah. I would say it needs more salt. Otherwise, it's very good. So, I'm gonna roll out this other one. I think I'm just gonna do it in a pie pan. Well. But thanks for being here for all our cooking shenanigans, and we will be back tomorrow for a ride-along delivery video. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. This block of cream cheese. But a good use for the rest of your cream cheese. Yeah, I don't know. That thing is, that's not right. Is to use it with jalapeno jelly. That's what I was gonna say. Is you take some jalapeno jelly, pour it on top of some cream cheese and some Ritz crackers. Oh my gosh, y'all. Y'all just don't know what you're missing. Yeah, I do not like this mixer. I still don't have my big mixer back. And I would love to have it back, because it's so much easier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that, because when I've done this recipe for the pot pie, the cooking recipe is not. It's supposed to cook your chicken, and I guarantee you that 3 minutes is not gonna cook that chicken. I think I've always done it way longer than that. A little bit of vanilla in here. And I apologize for all the crazy noise and no music, because I haven't figured that out yet. One of these days, maybe I will. But currently, I do not. So, now, we're just gonna, the only thing bad about this frosting is that I don't think it does very well on the sides. But that's what I mean, we might have to make in fact, I'm going to put this in the fridge for a minute. Maybe that would be better. Yeah, my original recipe that I used for this, yeah, I got you. Let it naturally release, so you just let it cool off, and then we'll may have to cook it more. I don't know. But yeah, the recipe I used to use, now you have to sign up for a website, and I can't, I guess I didn't print it. So now I can't get it. So I'm not very happy because, you know, I'm like some of these other people. I really don't care about, you know, reading about your life and that kind of stuff. I just want my recipe, and I shouldn't have to sign up for a website or a newsletter or anything like that. So honestly, no idea what's gonna happen with my see, when I change things up for customers because they want it like tomorrow, I don't have time to really like prepare at all. So that makes it a little more just challenging or whatever. I may have to save some of this icing so that I can touch up the issues later after I stick in the fridge and see how it reacts. But I also don't have I don't have a knife to spread this with. I have no idea why. I used to have like a icing spreading knife, but apparently I don't know where it went. And this stupid fly is about to piss me off. It's going to be dead very soon. So, I think it is fixing to go to the refrigerator. Take some of this icing off so that I can, yeah. So y'all see how I operate. It does not always go as planned. And this is like the last thing I needed. And it's not hot in here, y'all. It is not by any means. So yeah, I think we're gonna go cool the cake off, and I mean it might, the top might end up being okay once I can like spread it. But yeah, we might have to make another batch of icing. We can make sure that the sides are covered. Alright guys, so we'll be back to finish this monstrosity of a cake that is just beyond me at the moment. But it'll be okay. We'll see.